Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video as I woke up this morning, really reflecting and thinking about all my loved ones who have passed and gone before us. Um, Obviously, I always think about my mum anyway, and the day it's like the day the day she left, the day she, obviously like the last conversation we had, the whole process of her going and stuff. Obviously that will be ever grieved. You know what I mean? Like that will never go away. Um, Along with obviously other loved ones who, was close to and things like that or whatever. But it got me thinking about my dad. Now my dad, obviously he passed away, and to be fair, I can't even remember the year that he passed away. It sounds bad, but yeah, I can't remember. I know it was before my mum. It could have been about 2 years before, maybe. I'm not even sure. But it just got me thinking. Can you grieve for somebody who you barely knew? And that question was going around my head for a while now. Um, and I woke up today thinking about the same thing again. Can you grieve really for somebody who you barely knew? And I came to the answer, yes, you can. Okay, even though me and my dad didn't have a relationship, obviously I knew my dad. I knew who he was. He was around when I was younger, and then circumstances, whatever the reasons, he went to America. So anyway, he lived his life in America, and basically that was the end of that was the end of me seeing my dad. Um, Obviously I've got my connections of my brother and things like that or whatever. But anyway, so when I remember when he passed, I was at my friend's. It was her birthday party, so he passed in the July of don't know what year, I can't remember. So he was there, and my brother from my dad's side, he came as well. And I remember him. I think he got a phone call or something, and I remember him telling me obviously he passed away. So I'm like, oh okay. But after he told me that, even though I didn't have a relationship with him, I didn't like grow with him I went around him like I was with my mum, and that's my mum's a whole different story of a different grief. Like you grieve differently. So for my mum, obviously she was there. I was her go-to. Um, she was around. I knew who she was. I knew where to find her. You know what I mean? Like kind of thing. We spoke on the phone, text, whatever. Um, and she was there. You know what I mean? I was there throughout the whole of my life with my mum. So with my dad, it was a different grief now. So when I found out, when he told me at the party that she passed, and not really realizing that, I started to drink. Obviously, I had to drink anyway, but I started to drink and drink and drink. I just drank and drank and drank alcohol until I was sick. I literally was sick, and I went upstairs and lay down. I stayed over to the next day or whatever, I think. But as time's gone on, like my grief was like, I think I grieve for him in a way of not knowing the unknown, not having that conversation of what happened and how could you never keep in contact and things like that. And so I grieve for the fact of him being gone, not being able to speak to him, not being able to get answers, maybe even being in a relationship again with him as an adult. Just knowing that I didn't know him and he didn't know me, kind of thing. So the grief is different from my mum, but it's still grief. So yeah, I just thought, it just played in my mind, and just thought I'll share, because I know like maybe others are in a situation like me, like you didn't know your mum or you didn't know your dad, or you grew up in care, or whatever it may be, or you grew up with your grandparents and you didn't really know your parents. Maybe they're not here anymore, or maybe they're just not in the same country. You still grieve for them. grief is not just about losing somebody by death. That's bereavement. So grief, really, you're grieving for something or somebody who's not there around. Maybe no contacts no more. So I just thought, it just played on my mind. I just thought I'd share that little bit with you. So yeah, the answer is yes. You can grieve for somebody that you barely knew, um, but in a different way from somebody who you actually knew. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Comment. Um, let's build a conversation about grief. Let's talk.